Hello everyone. This recording is going to be a little bit different as it's going to talk about what I want to see with Phoenix Point. While I certainly want to do more experiments with this game to kind of see some things, I think I'm going to wait for a little bit just because this game could use a lot of work. I understand that this is a smaller company or developer, but there are just some things that just aren't excusable. So let me go ahead and discuss that. Some of the reviews say this game is tedious and repetitive. That part is very true. I got so tired of just doing the same thing over and over and over again in terms of saving havens and defending my base and all that. I think that they could probably reduce some of that problem by just simply making the Phoenix bases indestructible via buildings. You get tons of bases and slots to build in, so here's a suggestion or idea. Make it so you could build like automated defenses or something like that. Just a thing that you can build, the base is done, you leave it at that, no need to defend it. That would be ideal in terms of reducing the repetitive nature of this game. It wouldn't disrupt the balance, at least I think, because then that makes it so now you can actually focus on making more aircraft and squadrons to actually defend other havens a bit more effectively, thus allowing you to explore the diplomatic stuff a bit more. So it would be a bit easier to align yourself with more than one faction. With the way the game is now, it does force you to go very fast and really only pick one faction. But I think that if you had more time, then you probably could ally yourself with at least two factions. Just a thought, though. I'm not really sure if it could happen, but I'm not going to be able to experiment with it due to just the way things are. After base defenses, I would really like to see some balance. As I just mentioned in the prior recording, enemies can just spam their abilities, essentially. Goo launching aliens, the worm launching aliens, and even sirens can do their thing essentially every other turn or even multiple times. It gets to a point where sirens just can mind control 3 squad members at a time, and that's just one siren. If you have if the map decides to spawn 4 sirens, then that means your entire squadron could be mind controlled if things go really south. As far as the goo launching aliens are concerned, it makes it so that it just stops being fun. It just becomes frustrating. If the RNG makes it so there's 2 goo launchers, then it covers up a quarter of the map from, all the way on the other side of the map. If it's the worm launching aliens, well, they can fling so many worms that you won't have the action points to deal with the worms and the aliens at the same time. So it's just, I don't know. They really need to balance things. I think that as part of the balance, they could put a cap on sirens so they can't mind control as much. And as far as the goo launching aliens, I think that they could give them a cooldown. That way you can actually calculate when the next strike is coming and react accordingly. Next thing on my list is the armor. I was kind of disappointed that there was only one set of armor for each faction. I would have actually liked to see like a Mark III for each faction. I think I mentioned this in my first recording regarding Phoenix Point, but it would be cool if there was like, for example, a Mark III Jericho heavy armor that didn't have the accuracy penalties like the other heavy armors. That would be really cool. Or perhaps it could be a helmet mod or something that just makes it a bit easier to aim with heavy weapons. Something like that would be cool. When that happens, or if it happens, I would like to see, like, I don't know, maybe 50 armor on the Jericho thing, because realistically, that would be about the only thing that would make the heavy worth it. So maybe a Mark III could be like an exoskeleton Jericho armor type of thing. Um, Maybe for Sanhedrin, they could do something like a AI based combat soldier type of thing. Uh, Not quite robotics, but somewhere in between that and AI. That would be cool. So yeah, those are just some ideas though on that. Um, oh, and I meant to expand on bases, but I got a little distracted in my thoughts. If they can make the bases invulnerable, I would really like to see, I guess you can say, more buildings. So you have more options and thus have to make more planning with the bases. Um, an example would be something like a 3D printer, so you could actually have an income of materials, or something along that line. As it stands with the game right now, it's just a matter of building food production as a source of income. It gets really lame when it just becomes the same thing over and over again. It's like, yeah, let me just build, 2 food production per Phoenix base and call it a day. Because at that point, I'm feeding my soldiers and I'm also making it so that, I have something to trade for other resources. If that's going to disrupt the game balance, then I would say just make it so the 3D printing thing makes it so replenishment of ammo, after each mission is free or something like that. That would be cool. These are only some of the many ideas I have, but I'm sure that as time goes on, I'll probably have even more. I know that they've got DLC on the way, but for now, that's really the shorter list of things, or at least the more important things to me at this time. That's the most I have. Thanks for listening.